Welcome to the Vol Excel. Thank you for joining me. Hope you all are well. Happy holidays to everyone in the viewing audience. Welcome all new subscribers. Please follow the Queen on the Newsbreak app under the Vault Excel as you would follow me here on YouTube. I'd like to dedicate this live to Miss D. She commented on my channel that she was wanting to give true crime a break and she wanted to hear about some happy things and complimented the work that I've done. And I want to say thank you. So this live is dedicated to Miss D. I decided to talk about something positive today. What are you thankful for? Holidays are vastly approaching. Next week is Thanksgiving. Don't know where you will be going, what you're going to be doing. But next week I will go on live right before Thanksgiving to ask you what you're cooking and where you're going to be spending your Thanksgiving day. But today, I want you to tell me what you are thankful for, what you are grateful for, what has humbled you. That's what we're going to discuss during this live stream. So far, I don't have any viewers, but that's fine. Eventually, I know somebody will probably come in the chat and say hello to the Queen. Hope you all are well this week. Please check my community page for said updates to breaking news. Take the polls. Give me your commentary, and I really appreciate uh, those who are following this network, and especially my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining the Vault Excel. What are you thankful for? That's the title of this live stream. I guess I'll start with myself. I'm thankful for breathing. I'm glad to be alive. I want to thank God for being able to forgive when I didn't think I could, and to give people second chances when rightfully so they didn't deserve it. I'm going to go ahead and say that on the live. I've given some few people second chances and they didn't deserve it. And I want to thank my discerning spirit. Even when there were times I didn't adhere to the discerning spirit when I got the warning, in dealing with certain people situations. But today I'm thankful that I've decided to walk away from two-legged creatures. I've made that decision today that I want to be at peace. I want to have peace. And I don't want anyone in my peripheral that isn't at peace. Because you can forgive people, you can deal with people, but when you see their spirit is tainted, there's not really anywhere it can go. You can try to fool yourself in thinking it's going to be positive. I'm going to try to make this positive, but you can't, make lemonade with sour lemons, So I'm just going to try to be at peace. And I want to be around positive people who are doing things with their lives. They have goals. They have true, genuine intentions. So I just want to thank God for being alive and being able to attempt to try to have a peaceful existence. And that's my goal. That's my goal at this end of the year, is to try to be in a peaceful place. I'm thankful for this new apartment. I'm very thankful for this place. I'm very grateful for this place that I'm in. It's very quiet, very peaceful here where I live. And I know it can only stay peaceful if I keep my mind right and, try to stay out of the way. Trying to change some things about my disposition as far as being, too friendly, helpful. I just want to stay on the right track. I don't plan on being, a Scrooge, but I know that sometimes being too nice and helpful to people can cause you extra stress and problems. So I'm just, as I said, I just want to stay in my lane. Hello, good morning, and keep it moving. If I meet and greet somebody, man, woman, whomever, I want to deal with them. I'm going to make sure I adhere to the discerning spirit. If I see, smell anything that ain't right, keep it moving. No more lingering, no more holding on, no more trying to make it right. Just keep it moving. So I am grateful for this new space that I'm in, this new place. That's something I'm very thankful for. I don't know what you all are thankful for, but it'd be nice if you'd like to share in the chat or on the panel what you're thankful for this season. Are you all going to be celebrating Thanksgiving? Some of you may celebrate it, some of you may not. But if you are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving, where are you going? Are you going to be traveling? Are you going to stay in town? Going to go out of town? So far, I don't have any plans. Of course, it may change between next week, but I haven't made any plans yet for the holiday. I've got one viewing. Hello. This is a happy live. This live is focusing on the positive. This live is for Miss D, who says she'd like to hear some happy things. It is nice to talk about positive things because sometimes we can, get distracted with negativity and hearing negative problems and situations and talking about what's crazy going on YouTube and social media. And it is nice to, indulge in something positive. That's why I said it's best to be around positive people as well because it helps with your spirit. You may be having a bad day or you're feeling down about something or you're not feeling well. It's good to be around people who have a positive outlook on life. They've got things going on in their lives. And it's not saying that they don't have problems, but it's just good to be around somebody that's upbeat and they have a positive outlook on life because it really just sometimes people need that who have turbulent lives. They make really bad decisions and they need to be in the company of people who are doing well, productive. It does help. I must admit that it helps. It helps with your spirit. It helps with your mindset to be in the company of positive people. Because think about it. If you're already downtrodden and not feeling good about yourself and you're staying in a lot of trauma, drama, it's not going to help you to be around somebody that's the same. And as I said, I get it. Everybody has issues, but a lot of issues we bring on ourselves from poor choices or choices we thought were good, but were not good, didn't turn out good. So it helps to be around positive people. It really does. I'm looking forward to the holiday season. I don't know if I'm going to decorate per se. I might indulge in a nice wreath. I think I'm going to go out tomorrow um, and look around for some things. I need to need some lampshades really, really bad. And I definitely want to get out before the game comes on because UT's playing Florida tomorrow in Florida, and it's going to be like a 7:30 game. So I got time to run around before the game comes on. As most of you know, I'm an avid college football patron. I do like watching the University of Tennessee football game. So that will be my entertainment for this weekend. But yeah, tomorrow I think I'm going to get out and try to find me. I need a lampshade for this tripod lamp I have. And then I've got two spare white lamps that need lampshades. And frankly, the two lamps that's in my bedroom, I'd like to have them matching because, as I told you all before, the two shades that are on these lamps, they belong on the two white lamps that are in the living room. So that's tomorrow going to be a lampshade day. And I would like to get me a new Keurig. I'd like to get a new Keurig for the kitchen. I don't really want gray. The kitchen is gray, but I was thinking of white maybe. White and gold would be nice. When I was in Walmart the other night, I didn't even look in the appliance department to see how much the Keurigs were. I know it probably 2 months ago they had it marked down. Uh, I want to say it was 38. It was 38 or $48, and I don't think I want a green one. I don't think green is not a color I want for a Keurig. I said I need to add some color to my uh, design. Everything's black and white, and I need a third color add to the palette. I need a third color, maybe a teal blue, a teal green. Green would be nice too, because I've got a sitting chair that I kept, and it's got a I don't know what type of green it is. It's more like a mm, I don't know. I don't know what that be. Sage. It's like a light type green. This chair I have. I wish I'd have kept the other one because now that I'm moving to this big apartment, I could have used both of them as dining chairs for, a dining set. And that's something too I need. I got a lot of things I need for this new place. I need a dining table, and I don't know where it's gonna go because the place that I wanted to put it is where now I got my TV. Because as I told you all, there's a outlet on one side of the wall, and then the other side's got the cable coming out the wall, then another outlet, and I wanted to have the cables running to the TV on one side. I just didn't want plug on one side and then cable on the other. You'd have to have like this long chest or something to cover up both outlets and cable outlets as not to see them, see the wires running, if I'm making myself clear. So I just ended up putting the TV in the living room in the corner where the cords could run simultaneously to the back of the TV instead of running on either side of the TV. Honey, it's a work in progress. Lord have mercy. I need a I need I need a happy Santa Claus to bring me some new stuff because I do want some new stuff. I'm in a new place, so I want some new items. I do. I need a new TV stand, um, like a tall, I guess a tall chest would be nice. A tall chest. Um, I need a dinette table because you always need somewhere to eat. You don't want to eat on your furniture. That's how your furniture gets nasty. A nice little round table would be nice. Two nice sitting chairs, and I've got two separate walls that could use something on them. One in the kitchen and one across from the TV. I could use some nice little tables to sit the lamps on or something. I'll get it together eventually. Got to have money for all this nice stuff. That's the thing about it. I know a lot of people order things online. I'm not a online person. I just don't really like ordering stuff. I don't know. I'm just funny about that because, frankly, I don't want to wait on nothing, and I don't want to put anything together. I've done enough just moving in. That's enough for me. I don't want to be screwing nothing, getting screwdrivers and nailing stuff. I don't want to do that. I'm older now. I don't want to put nothing together. It's just like when you buy something gently used, you gotta dust it off and clean it and all that. Honey. Well, it might need a little extra paint or something. I don't want to do that either. I'm just to the point where I just don't want to do anything extra. That's why I like new stuff off the showroom floor. Put it in a truck, carry it into your home, and put it where you want to put it. But I'm just gonna be thankful that I'm in the place. I got a bed to sleep in. God knows I can use a new bed, quite frankly, a new mattress. That's why I said there's a lot of things I really do need, but I just don't have the extra money, for all those things. But as the assistant manager said to me, when I moved from across the country to Tennessee, I was glad to have a TV, a bed, and the basics. And she's right. When you're, moving from like California to Tennessee, you may not be able to take everything with you. You may have to sell some of your stuff. You just do what you can do. And it's true. You always need a bed. You always need a bed and you need a television. I don't see how anybody can live without a TV. That's something I can't see. Now some people on TV aren't into watching TV. I still can't see being without one. Even if you didn't have cable, Wi-Fi, you can still plug an antenna up to the TV or get a DVD player and buy movies. I just I've never been that type of person to not want to have a television. So I've met a few people in life that don't have TVs. I'm like, oh my God, how do you not have a television? I don't want to look at the internet, movie on a computer or iPad. No, honey. I need to see a big screen. And as you get older, your eyes aren't as great as when you were younger. And I don't want to be squinting looking at no movie. And I see some people who will look at a TV on their TV computer monitor or iPad or even their phones. And I don't think it's healthy to be looking at your phone all day. You need to give your phone a break. You need to upsize your print on your phone, the font, honey. Zoom that screen bigger. I've got it on both of the phones where I've got the print upsized. I'm not trying to go blind because it's really not healthy to be looking at small print all day and looking at a computer or phone screen all day. It's just not healthy for your eyes. It's really not. And people should tell children that as well. You don't want to be looking at a small screen all day. And then, as they said, you're holding your head down. That's not good for your head, your neck, to have your head down for hours. You know what I'm saying? Looking at a screen, looking at a small screen, computer screen. That's why a lot of people end up having health problems that sit at a desk all day, typing, getting carpal tunnel from typing all day. Your eyes start getting bad looking at a screen, small print. It's not good for you. I like having the bigger TVs. I will admit now. Some people may not, care for bigger TVs, may not have the money, but you can get the flat screens for good prices. I saw the prices for the 50-inch, 55, 65-inch in Walmart really cheap, like $200+ when I went in there the past 2 times I've been in Walmart in the past week. So the TVs, they're cheap. I mean, they are really cheap. You're talking about $228 for a 50-inch, 55-inch. You can't beat that. That's brand new in the box, not used. And I will admit, where I got my TV position right now in the living room, I can see it from my bed right now. Xfinity kindly turned itself on this morning. How, I do not know, because I had not touched that remote or that box. I got up this morning and I looked out the my bedroom door and I saw the TV on. I thought, wait a minute, how'd that TV cut on? It's kind of scary because I turned it off, just to preserve energy and not have the box, being hot, because it gets hot, those boxes. But I went over and touched the box. It was hot anyway. When I didn't have the TV on yesterday, didn't have the box on. The box was still hot, even with the TV turned off. So I thought, well, okay. And now I look up, the TV's on in the living room, and I didn't even turn it on. So I don't know what the hell's going on with Xfinity. This thing is doing its own thing. I might have to start calling that box Megan. Like that little robot. Now, Megan, you and I going to have a conversation because I need to know why you turned yourself on and I did not turn you on. That's scary. We are in a modern day. I must admit the technology now is just, wow. Oh, wireless cable box. Xfinity was trying to give me a box the other day when I went in there to the office. And the lady was like, you can get she's a he, she. You can get you a box, a wireless box, or you can stream it. I said, stream it? I didn't even think about that. I didn't know anything about it. Of course, I'd seen the app Xfinity Stream, but didn't know much about it. And she was like, "Well, you don't have to have the wireless box. You just want to be able to have the voice remote and the remote with the numbers and everything, like the one in your living room. But you can go in the app and, connect to Xfinity to your account, and you can stream cable onto your television without having the wireless box. Because with the wireless box, I have to pay an extra $12 a month." So she said, "Well, it's up to you. Do you want to pay for the box and have the remote, or stream it?" So, honey, I said, "Honey, yeah, I'm gonna save me $12. I'm gonna save me $12." So I'm streaming cable through the app on the Roku TV. That Roku ain't no joke. You hear me? Shut your mouth. I thought Roku was something, but now streaming your cable through an app, dang, this technology is wow. It's really wild. Never thought I'd be seeing a world where you're going through apps, you know what I mean? To watch things, talk to people. Just, it's kind of scary with all this modern technology. It's one thing with the cars, satellite radios in your car can park itself. That's some interesting technology. Frankly, I don't think I would trust a parking car. I don't think I'd want to use that option. I'm not getting ready to tell my car to park itself. If I had a car that could, what I'm saying, park itself, I don't think I trust that. That's just gonna look too far for me. I got two people watching. What's going on? Nobody wants to come say hello to the queen. Tell me what you're thankful for. I'm just babbling on. There's nobody's in the chat saying hello. I'm just decided to do this for Miss D. She wanted to talk about something positive, she said. And I agree with her. It is time to focus on more positive things instead of, negative situations and talking about true crime every day. It is daunting and it's really quite depressing. Because if you go on that YouTube queue, I mean, you just flip the boxes. It's just negative, 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 negative. Everything's mayhem. That's why I like watching my decorating shows. I like watching shows where people are looking for houses. I like seeing the people flip the houses. I watch a little bit of the DUI projects. There's one lady, she's got a channel where she buys used furniture and then she paints them. She puts on new knobs. And I mean, that girl, she has some nice flips. I can't think of her name, but if I find the channel, um, I'll share it with you all on my community page. But I have watched some of her videos, and she has some very nice DIYs on furniture. I mean, she's taking even older furniture. I mean, like 40-year-old furniture, and sanded it down, painted it. That's a lot of work. And naturally, she's going to, put a nice little price tag because you got to count the labor, plus the paint and the time she's putting into refurbishing the item. Then two, she's buying hardware that costs, buying knobs and things and handles. But I like the work she's done. She's done some outstanding flips. I mean, really, really nice. But that's the type of content I watch on YouTube besides, watching Banfield and Court TV. I like watching the positive things, such as what you can do to your home. I like seeing people, decorate their homes, redo their rooms, their bedding, their living room furniture, whatever it is that they're choosing to do, their kitchen. Those are the things I like watching because it's positive and it's peaceful to me, because there's nothing like having a peaceful space. And I preach about that all the time on this network. There's just nothing like a clean house, a nice smelling house, home, apartment, clean laundry, linen, pretty bedding, nice pillows on your sofa bed. As they say, you don't need 50 million pillows on your bed. Some of you like it, I don't. Because when it's time to make your bed, you got to take all that stuff off. And when you're sleepy and tired, you put your sheets on. You want to hurry up and get them sheets on the bed so you can get your butt in your bed. Then you got to take 50,000 pillows and throw them on the bed or throw them back on the floor, because naturally, you don't want to sleep with a lot of pillows on your bed. But because of the way your comfort or your quilt down. But I just love seeing rooms decorated, nicely decorated. And everybody's got, their own style. Some got country chic and shabby chic and traditional, contemporary, modern. I'm more on the contemporary, modern design. I like everything streamlined, straight edges or round. I don't like a lot of foo-foo stuff anymore. I'm not into any of that traditional stuff with the tassels and the heavy drapes and the dark colors. I don't do dark colors. Maybe for sheets, but I don't want dark curtains too much. I will do a print, black and white or black and cream. I do like a printed curtain panel because I like designs, but I'm not getting ready to do stuff like burgundy or red, navy blues. Nah. I mean, I like blue, but I'm not for a curtain panel. Maybe teal blue, and I like it with a design. I do. I like a curtain panel with a design. I can't even hang up these panels I got because, these windows are so tall. Lord have mercy, I ain't never seen a window so tall in my life. And they got these plantation shutter blinds, which I love, the wide blinds. But honey, I can't get up there to put the curtain up at the top because it is so tall. I was just gonna take the rod, you know what I'm saying, just sit it up there. But hell, I can't even reach it, and I'm a tall person, and I can't even reach it. I literally have to get a step ladder to get up there. I should ask one of the maintenance men if they would come in with a step ladder and just sit the rod on the top if it'll sit up there. Because I think they would. But hell, you gotta be able to get up there to see if they'll sit up there. I tried it, I couldn't reach it. I said, honey, I'm done with that. I ain't about to sit here and throw my back out trying to reach no rod. I'm telling you, if you see how tall the windows are, you'll be like, oh my God, they are tall. I mean, I can see from here to New York out the window. That's how big the windows are. Yeah, they're nice. Nice windows. I can see a lot out my window now, my bedroom window. Well, the 4 people watching, how are you all? Hope you all are well. Nobody's tuning in because I'm not talking about mischief and mayhem. You can tell what people like when you look at how many people are viewing. As long as you're talking about some nonsense, you can get some views. You talking about something good and positive, don't nobody want to hear you talk. Lord have mercy. What kind of world are we in? Sad. It's really sad. I've been binge watching the Atlanta Housewives 16th season. Oh my goodness. Now you talk about some nonsense. All that bickering and fussing and cussing and bitch and oh my gosh, it's like wow. Whew. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could be on a reality TV show, have a camera follow me around and being in a company of people I really don't know and they're nitpicking and Queen wouldn't take well to that because I've been caught a charge. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not about to be arguing with a woman, period, whether I know her or don't know her. And I definitely couldn't have a camera in my face and follow me around. Nah, that would be annoying. And I watched the show for entertainment, but while I was lying here in the bed just listening to these women go back and forth, I was starting to get bored. I was just like, okay, you all are starting to bore me now with all this nonsense because it's the same thing every episode. He said and she said, and they got one lady on here, she got the same name I have, and she's just messy as hell, Angela. She just go back and repeat everybody's conversation. Even her husband told her, it ain't none of your business. It ain't none of your business what these folks got going on. You need to stay out them folk business. Now you know when a man tell you that, it's probably best to take his advice. Stay out them women business. And then sometimes you have to think when somebody's telling you something, it's not meant for you to go back and repeat to the person what they said. Let them go back and tell them. Sometimes it's best to not repeat a person's conversation. I mean, sometimes people do, and that's usually what starts problems. You're going back repeating what somebody said, and then if you didn't repeat it accurately, verbatim, that's a problem. That's why some conversations are best left alone. Somebody tells you something, it's probably best you don't go back and tell the person who they were talking about. Well, she said this, and she was concerned about this, or she's upset with you. Leave it alone. But today I've made peace with some situations that I'm needed to make peace with, which I know it was like talking to myself. But I did it because I felt like that's the best thing to do, especially when I was watching this drama on TV with these cackling women. That's why sometimes it's best you don't tell a person nothing. You tell it to the source. You have a problem with a person, you don't like the way they're treating you or talking to you, you say it to them. You don't go tell somebody else, you go tell it to that person. That's what I did today. I had a conversation with one person, did not go very well, and that's okay. But I made peace with it. The other person didn't get to speak to the person, but I texted them, let them know how I felt, and I'm done with it. Because one thing I've learned, I don't like coddling people. I don't like taking care of people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not your mother, and I'm not trying to be your mother. I'm done with that. Just comes a point in life when you have to say, you know what, I've done all I can do. I've tried with this person. It's not going anywhere. It's not working. It's not working in my favor. So I need to bow out. And a lot of people don't understand that about bowing out. There's only so much butt kissing you can do. You know what I'm saying? For another human, you just have to say, "Nah, I'm done with this situation. I'm bored and I'm tired." And I always say, best way to quit calling a person, texting, delete their damn number. Mm-hmm. Delete their number. Even if you really don't want to delete the number, delete it any damn way. That'll keep you from, you know what I'm saying? Texting, calling, crying, moaning. Can't call a number, you don't have it. Can't text it, you don't have it. You know, God wants us to forgive people, but one thing people don't understand about forgiveness is that just because I forgive you does not mean I need to deal with you, try to continue dealing with you. I can forgive you within myself, but I don't have to continue dealing with you, talking to you. And that's one thing people don't really understand about forgiveness. He didn't tell us to go back in. You know what I'm saying? A turbulent situation or a situation where it's not working. You can forgive the person, you know, at when you get to that point. If you ever get to that point, you know, because God doesn't want us hating people, but just because a person decides to forgive another human, it doesn't mean you need to continue trying to have a relationship with that person. No, sometimes you just can't. And I always say, when you see the signs it's not working out, it's probably best you just bow out. That way you don't have contempt and begin to loathe a person, hate a person, because really that's how you start hating people. You keep dealing with them, dealing with them, dealing with them. It gets worse, worse, worse. Eventually you will start to hate a person. You hate to hear them talk, hate to hear them breathe, hate to see their face. To avoid all that, cut them off. Just leave them alone. And sometimes I know it's hard. And you're even asking yourself, like, God, why do I keep dealing with this person? It's not working out. What do I see in this person? Why am I dealing with this? I mean, you know, it could be anybody, boyfriend, girlfriend, family members, children. You know, a lot of people don't want to cut their own kids out, but some people do have relationships where they don't deal with their family, even their own children and parents. I always say try to work it out if you can, but if you can't, then you can't, you know. And then, you know, we all fall out for different reasons with relatives and children, parents. But I always say, tell a person how you feel. Don't walk around holding that SHIT in. Just tell them how you feel. You will feel better. I tell people that all the time. Don't walk around being mad and angry at the person. Tell them how you feel. They may not listen, they may disagree, but if you can't say it to their face, send them a text. Just let it go. I always say that though. You do feel better when you express yourself. And then sometimes you've done it too many times. It probably doesn't really mean anything to the other person, but you feel better that you've done it. You know it's going in one ear and out the other, but you can say, I said what I needed to say. Probably left out a few little things, but they got the point. Especially if you say, hey, I feel disrespected. I don't feel you listen to me. You know, you're cutting me off, you're ignoring me. They get the damn point. They get it. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving if you celebrate Thanksgiving. Hope you eat good, get your bellies full, mingle with your friends and family. I know a lot of people like to shop on Thanksgiving. The stores open up, later in the evening on Thanksgiving. So some people probably be in the store shopping before or after they get their bellies full. I don't know if I'm going to go and shop on Thanksgiving. I hadn't really planned on it, but I know a lot of people do that. Just like a lot of people go to the picture show. We used to do that a long time ago, years ago. Go to the movies on Thanksgiving. Yeah, maybe even Christmas. It depends. Some people like going places on holidays to the movies. I haven't been to the movies on Thanksgiving in a long time. I don't know exactly what my plans are going to be, but whatever I choose, I'm going to be at peace. That's for sure. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be content. I'm going to be humbled. I'm going to be grateful. I'm going to be thankful. So I'm prepping myself now to be in a good mood. Past couple of days, I've been a bit moody, but I've been telling myself you don't need to be in that space because it's not conducive, and it's really not even warranted. I'll call a spade a spade. You already knew what the people were about. So really, it's not even a matter of being disappointed. Shouldn't even be disappointed. I shouldn't be disappointed because I knew what the people were about. I saw them for what they were. You understand? Who they are, rather. Present tense. So it's not even nothing for me to even be angry about. Nobody likes their feelings hurt or to feel dismissed. But there's just people out here who just, they don't have it in them um, to have empathy, manners. So, oh, okay. Hello, Jersey. Well, thank God. Open heart surgery. Jeez, that's serious. Yeah, that's a blessing to be alive. Amen. That's what I said earlier. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm not even gonna think about uh, the negatives of health issues. I'm grateful to be here because I didn't have to be here. God didn't even have to wake me up this morning, and I want to give Him thanks. Amen. Thank you for waking me up. As they say, thank you for giving me a place to sleep. Thank you for making me be able to have something to eat because somebody don't have something to eat. Somebody's homeless. Somebody need a house. Somebody need a new place to live. Somebody can't afford where they're living. Everybody's got something going on. But yes, I'm grateful for life, and I'm sure you are very grateful to be alive. Amen. Ain't that the truth, Lord? That's the thing. There's so many people who are sickly and have health problems. They have real problems. So they need our prayers. Those who are sickly, those who are shut in, those who can't walk, can't talk, we will pray for them. Amen. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But that's why I jumped on today. A commenter, Miss D, wanted to focus on something positive. So I read her comment earlier today, and I decided I was going to go live and ask you all what you are thankful for. I'm not going to hold you all because there's not many people viewing today, but that just goes to show you nobody wants to view anything where you're talking about something positive. But if I was talking about something negative, talking about a homicide or a missing person, that's when people fall into the chat. It's pretty sad, really. But the next live I'm going to do, I'll probably do it a little bit later. I'm going to ask you, what do you regret? What regrets do you have? I'll change it up a bit. I'll do a positive live today, and then later I'll do a live about what do you regret? What regrets do you have in your life? What regrets do you have right now? Something you've done, something you said, something you wanted to do, you didn't finish, you didn't start. relationships you ended, didn't start, places you didn't go, didn't visit, tasks you need to finish, complete. We'll talk about that later on this evening. Your regrets. I pray that everyone is well today, listening to this live, and whoever decides to watch this content later on, you'll have a chance to comment below this video. But think about what you're thankful for, what you're grateful for, what has humbled you today. And I pray that you all have a happy holiday season, that you get to gather with your friends and your family and have some good times, some good laughs, get your bellies full. Then you can walk it off after you eat to shed the SS poundage. I hope you get to do a little shopping next week, thereafter, the month of December. And I pray that your children have a happy holiday season. They get the gifts they want. And if not, maybe you can get them the gifts after Christmas, because a lot of people's money is kind of funny, this time of the season. So I pray the children, your children, relatives have a good holiday season, and you're able to shop and buy gifts, for your loved ones. But make sure you treat yourself. Don't know if you are single, married, but if you are a single person and you don't have a lot of friends and family, treat yourself to something nice. Okay? Do something nice for yourself. And even if you have a lot of friends and family members, children, still treat yourself, because you are number one. You are first. Always remember that. Take care of self, because in the end, there may not be anybody to take care of you. And you have to take care of yourself, because a lot of people put other people ahead of themselves when they need to take care of themselves. You are number one. So if you don't do anything else today, do something nice for yourself. I don't care what it is. If it's a bottle of perfume, a nice sweater, a stroll in the park, if you want to take you a day trip, a day drive, order you something online, or just an hour to yourself sitting in the park, or a bubble bath. Do something for yourself, because everybody deserves to have peace of mind. And people really don't know what peace is. Peace is not having a lot of stress, trauma, drama, hearing nothing, stillness. That's very peaceful to me. When I don't hear anything, there's nobody whining, crying, arguing, you know what I'm saying? Slamming doors, cussing, fussing, ringing the phone, worrying you with nonsense, problems. That's peaceful. Like where I am right now, I can at least say I don't hear a lot from the neighbors on this floor where I live. It's very quiet. I've only heard a few conversations since I've been here a week now, and I love it. The one thing I have been hearing is the cars revving up outside, which I don't know, because I live near also a car dealership, so I don't know if it's what's going on, but I've been hearing that a lot lately. That's probably the only annoying thing I've heard. But there's nothing like peace of mind. And also your mindset is helpful to have peace. You have to have inner peace. That's first and foremost. And I get it. Sometimes you have no control, of what's going on the outside of your door. Whether you live in an apartment, a condo, a trailer, a neighborhood, certain things you don't have control over. But Lord knows you need inner peace. And sometimes that's all you got is inner peace. When there's ruckus going on around you, or maybe even in your house. But you need a peaceful environment as well, because it is helpful. I don't care what nobody says. They really go hand in hand. Outdoor peace inside peace and inner peace. You feel good about yourself. You feel good inside. Your house is peaceful. Outside your house is peaceful. They all go hand in hand. But like I said, sometimes you can't get them all. You know what I mean? You got to have peace somewhere. I remember somebody said this years ago. I was on a talk show. The lady was saying, you can't have a turbulent life, then a bad job, you know what I mean? Then a bad neighborhood. Or something's got to be good. And I agree with that. Because like I said, you can't control everything. But my goodness, something has to be good and positive in your life. And that would be terrible to feel bad about yourself, have a bad home life, relationship with your kids or your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Then you go to a job, it's bad. You don't have anything to look forward to. You don't have anything to feel good about. And that would be a terrible place to be in life. It's to have a, stressful life, stressful home life. Then you go to a job, it's stressful. What do you have to look forward to? That's why some people like going to church, because they know in the church, that's where they know they can feel peace. And even sometimes you can go to church and can't get no peace. But you understand what I'm saying? That's what church is supposed to be for, is to get peace there if nothing else is good. But I agree, something in your life needs to be peaceful. Something. So I say start with yourself. Because in the end, you got to carry yourself everywhere. No matter how you live, how much money you have, if you're living in a great neighborhood, a bad neighborhood, in the country, in the city, great job, bad job, good relationships, bad relationships, half and half, you want to have peace within yourself. You want to have what no man or woman can take away, and that is joy. And I know sometimes it's hard to be joyful, but joy is needed. Because that's the one thing they say you should be able to control, is having joy in your life. And as I said, I know it's hard sometimes, depending on your mindset, what you've gone through, your troubles, your stresses, your health, your finances. A lot of people depend on those things to make them happy, when they're good, resourceful. But sometimes you can't have all those things. They're not going to be great. That's why you have to have inner peace. And sometimes it's just hard to have inner peace. So if anybody's listening to this live, start with yourself. Start working on yourself to be a better you, to be a happier you, to be a peaceful you. And hopefully everything outside of you will fall into place and get better. And even if those outside entities aren't better or good or great, you can say, I feel good regardless of across the street, the neighbor, down the hall, around the corner, my job, my mate, my kids. I feel good, and I'm not going to let anybody steal my joy. Thank you, Jersey Devil D. Prayers for you and your health and your journey. Have a happy and wonderful holiday season. This goes out to the viewing audience. Thank you for my new subs, my old subs, new viewers. Hit that like button, like, share, subscribe. Follow me on the Newsbreak app. Check out my community page for said updates and polls. And if you'd like to donate to this great network, $BigAngie 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome on this network. Thank you all so much for listening. God bless all of you. Have a wonderful weekend. Go Vols. Hope we beat us some tail tomorrow. I'm looking forward because this is going to be an interesting game. I hope we pull through, although we won't be in the playoffs, but I'm still, I still root for the team anyway. Tennessee Vols. I'll talk to you guys later. I will be back later on with another live. And on that live, I'm going to ask you, what do you regret? And what regrets do you have? You'll let me know. If you can change it, can't change it, don't want to change it, tried to change it, we'll talk about it later. Oh, thank you, Jersey. God bless you, honey. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you stay healthy and try not to be stressed about anything, because since you've had open heart surgery, you definitely cannot be stressed about anything. And I can definitely say having that type of surgery is serious. And after coming through, God blessing me to open my eyes, I wouldn't be worried about nobody. I mean, nobody. Not a cat, dog, monkey, two-legged creature. God bless me to come up off that table. Ain't nothing you would be doing and trying to tell me about nothing crazy. That's a serious surgery. And that should be an eye-opening experience. God pull you through. You don't want to be stressed about anything. And even if you didn't have that type of surgery, you don't want to be stressed. Life is too short for nonsense and buffoonery. And my best advice to you is don't indulge in it, because it ain't going to take you nowhere. It ain't going to take you nowhere. Life is for the living. So you need to try to be peaceful and happy as much as you can. And if you can't, ask God to bless you to have a forgiving spirit and to find inner peace. Happy holidays, everybody. Please be safe, mind the children. If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution and not the problem. Amen. Thank you so much, Jersey. You all have a wonderful weekend. You have been listening to the Vault XL.